welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so sorry that I've disappeared for literally a million years. Not too much on me now, not too much. Life has been busy, life has been rocking my shit and not in the way that I like. There's just been a lot that's been going on. I started a new block. I was doing urology, now I'm doing gynecology, and in between that I've also been living my best life. Yeah, like I've been eating my youth, okay? Like see you shall it too, everybody see you shall it too. So it's been fun, it's been a lot. School has been a lot, but you know what, we back. And because I've been gone for so long and I've been doing a lot of things, that means you guys, yes you, are about to get a lot of content. So I hope you guys are excited about that. And yeah, also happy Pride Month to my Alphabet Mafia gang. Happy birthday to us guys. Yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing Pride Month, that you guys are living your best life, because this is the time to get to it. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, also definitely make sure that you share it, okay? You share it with somebody. Share it with your colleagues, you share it with your schoolmates, you share it with your bootang, you share it with your besties, because 2025, the agenda is for Katli to get her driver's license, and this is Katli. She needs her driver's license ASAP, okay? So we need to get that shmoney, okay? So, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do, please, for me. Driver's license, 2025, I need to be here. I need to be here like the other kids, okay? Okay, thank you. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah!
Yo guys, when I tell you that I have never been more exhausted in my entire life than right now, because tell me why 17-year-old me really set me up. Like, so urology was the first 2 weeks of this block, and every single morning I had to wake up at the ass crack of dawn. The sun wasn't even out yet. The sun was still asleep while I had to get out of my warm bed and out into these cold streets and leave the house before the sun was up in the sky. It was a lot. I've never been more tired. Listen, 17-year-old me really set me up, because what is this, child? What is this? But anyways, so the first day, this was the first day of urology, and we basically just had a small little orientation session in the morning, and then we had to teleport to New Somerset. And while we were there was a bunch of surgeries happening, so we got to scrub in, and so that was nice. I mean, I always love scrubbing into surgery. I feel like a little surgeon. But I think the problem with this day is that I had like 3 hours of sleep. Don't judge me. Life is just a lot sometimes. But yeah, I had 3 hours of sleep, and at some point during the surgery, I remember my hands were shaking. Don't worry, it wasn't a major surgery. It was just like a small little thing, and I was just helping a little bit. And the doctor was like, why are you shaking? Why are you shaking? And I had to lie and tell him that I didn't eat breakfast, because yeah, if I said I got 3 hours of sleep, that would have been crazy. But anyway, this is a kidney stone. I just thought I should show you guys. I don't know, it's kind of cool or whatever. But yeah, that was basically the end of our day. We were in theater the whole day, and then afterwards we headed home. And when I got home, I decided to hit the gym. Yeah, because I'm a gym girly. But you know what, I won't even lie, I don't think I've been to the gym since that day. Because like I said, life has been rocking me like crazy. Anyway, at some point during the week, we went to Red Cross Hospital, which was all cute, fun, whatever. Got to see little kitties, and we were in theater at some point, but we didn't get to scrub in, boo. And then at some point we were at NSH again, The whole thing with urology actually was annoying because we kept on having to bounce around from one hospital to another. I don't know if they thought we had teleportation superpowers, but yeah. So on this day we were in the OPD and it was really busy, so the transport left us. I know it doesn't look like we were busy, but I promise we were. This was just during one of our breaks, okay? So because the transport left us, I decided to ask the doctor that we were working with if you could drop us off at home, and he was like, yeah, okay, no problem, because he was coming this side anyway. And then he just told us that we can go and chill in the resource center. And yeah, this is me just playing a bit of pianos. I'm not an expert. I was playing Mary Had a Little Lamb. But then at some point Ethan taught me how to play the song. After countless mistakes, I finally did it, and I was so proud of myself. And then eventually the doctor came and we went home. And then the next morning we had to be up bright and early to be at Red Cross. The sun wasn't even out, the moon was still out. I was like, guys, what is this? But yeah, we ended up going to theater, but we ended our day a little bit early, which was nice. And then on the Friday we had a little market day on campus, and so people could advertise their different businesses and things like that. And so if you watched my previous video, you would know that my friend has a kota business, and so I was helping him out at his stand. I won't even lie, I had ulterior motives. I was helping him out because I wanted a free kota afterwards. And everybody knew that. He knew that. Everybody knew that. But yeah, this was the whole kota making process. And like I said in my previous video, the kotas are absolutely delish, so get into it. Okay. Anyway, it's called the Mamiski. Guys, definitely go support black businesses, okay? They bringing you kasi kamukapa. Okay, that's what they're all about. So go and support black businesses, because look at how yum this is. Exactly. Then at some point during the weekend, Oloito and I decided that we wanted to have a little walk and a little yapathon at the Sea Point Promenade during the twilight. So our goal was to get there before the sunset so we could watch the sunset. Floppo, the Uber driver, literally took some back routes, so we missed the twilight. But anyway, we were still happy to be there. And I was in love with whoever's fur baby that was. I wanted to take him home with me, but obviously I could not. But yeah, it was absolutely beautiful still, even though we missed the sunset. And it was just a 10 out of 10 for me, okay? Because I love the beach. There's something about it that's so calming and so peaceful that it's just like, if you want to take me anywhere, please take me to the beach. And just like that, in a blink of an eye, it was dark and it was time to go home. But yeah, then it was Monday morning and I had to wake up early once again. Guys, Joe, Sifanini. It's just a lot. But yeah, this time we were starting out with gynecology, so I was excited. I was like, okay, at least new place, new people, and it's not urology, so anything's better than urology, to be honest. Yeah, we ended up going to Mitchell's Plain District Hospital, and to be honest, it is absolutely beautiful. Like, there were these beautiful murals on the wall, healing the heart, healing the environment. It was stunning. And first thing that we did was we had a ward round, and then afterwards we had a skill session with one of the doctors there, and she was basically teaching us how to put in IUDs. And so I found this to be quite interesting. I mean, I always love learning new skills, and so I feel like I really do know how to do these things, you know what I mean? Because even during our time at Mitchell's Plain, I was literally, okay, I wasn't putting in IUDs, but I was putting in implants. And I was like, oh, like, call me doctor. Like, do you know what I mean? I can do things. Like, not only can I draw bloods, okay, I can't put in drips, but one day I will. But I can also put in implants and give you like your reproductive health things and all of that stuff, which was just so cool to me. I absolutely loved it. Anyway, this was the whole process of putting in an IUD. There's a process where you have to clamp part of the cervix, and then you have to put in what we call a uterine sound to measure the length of the uterus, and then after that you can use this device to put in the IUD. Honestly, guys, they really need to work on making sure that this thing is as painless as possible, because the amount of times I've seen people complaining about how the insertion process is super duper painful, yeah, I need them to sort that out like ASAP, as in yesterday.
Are you in?
So your patient is moving?
Yeah, my patient is moving. I'm like...
No, but it isn't.
And she's inserted. Let me take you out.
And then this over here was another model that we used to practice putting in the IUDs. Obviously, it was just for our skills purposes so that we are able to do it. Because I don't imagine there would be a patient who has a transparent abdomen where we can see how we're putting in the IUDs. It's a lot harder in person on a real life patient. So yeah, this was just for skills purposes. But yeah, I feel like I very much enjoyed this whole session. Then the next day, I decided to be on call because we could choose on which days we wanted to be on call. And at Mitchell's Plain, we only needed to be on call once. So I just chose to be on call on the second day, yeah, so that I can get it over and done with. But I was so tired because, yeah, waking up early in the morning before the sun is even out is just, it was a lot for me. But anyway, we got a little coffee from the cafeteria before we went about doing our work. Then this was the on-call room. I was like, okay, it's giving kind of Grey's Anatomy vibes. But yeah, it was pretty cool. There wasn't really much that I did on my call because there weren't that many patients. But I did go to theater. So that was something that I was excited about. And then because also there wasn't that many patients, there wasn't a lot to do. So they ended up sending me home early. Mind you, the call was supposed to end at 9, but I left at like 6. But I wasn't complaining.
Come do a face mask with me. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my face is still wet because I literally just washed it. I think that's what you're supposed to do before you do a face mask. So yeah, but let me get the instruction pack. So this is what I'm using. It's an aloe. It's by Million Pauline. I didn't know that there were a million Paulines. But it's aloe face mask. It's one of the sheet face masks. It says the fresh aloe extract. The fresh aloe extract from nature helps to hydrate on your dry skin and refresh and rejuvenate on your tired skin. Tired skin? Why would you insult me like that? A mask sheet covered on the surface of the skin. Mask sheet covered on the surface of the skin smoothly with great feeling provides a rich infusion of moisture on your skin all day long without any skin irritation. I need that. Let's read the instructions. The instructions are in Korean. I can't read Korean. I mean, I can read it, but I can't understand. I can't understand Korean. I'm joking. 팜스테이 visible difference mask sheet aloe. I'm Korean. I'm joking. Call me Blasian now. I'm Blasian. I'm joking. I love how I do everything by my window. Ooh, it's slimy. Woo! Okay. Also, one thing about me, I have a small face, but let's do it. Sorry, bonito. Okay, we got it on. In case you can't tell, I can't move my face, but I'm smiling. So we're gonna keep this on for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll see what happens. I'll see you guys soon.
Skaap gefriet, aap gefriet. Maak toe jou big wanneer lyk dit aangevriet. Iets een enige ding, sy kan dusty, maar jou is 'n tik wat jou brein vol gaten friet. Los sy gefriet vol kraken. Alles wat ek sweek is die daar as jy ook sy plate.
Okay, I'm taking it off now. But flap ook I painted my nails, so now they're wet. They're still not dry, but I need to take it off because it's been like half an hour. Baby! I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Woo! Wow. Wow. This is just like pet it in to seal in the moisture. I really hope that I'm not messing up my nails. I know people usually do this at night and then they go to sleep, but now do I put sunscreen on it? I don't know. Also, if you can see that my nails are a bit like messed up, shut up. That was it.
So I decided to spend the rest of this day having my favorite snack, chai latte and carrot cake. Mwah, beautiful combo. While watching the show on Netflix called The Fall of Usher House. And guys, when I tell you it's so good, please go watch it. The next day it was back to our usual hospital, and obviously I had to grab me a chai latte from the cafeteria. And we just had a couple of lectures, and here we had these people that were basically scouting us for when we start working. And it was crazy because I was like, wow, it's actually getting real, like we're so close to the end. But yeah, it was nice. And then me and my girls decided to play this game. It was called 5-Second Rule. Guys, it was so chaotic, but I absolutely loved it.
Hey, when I said fish, that means you cannot say this species of fishes.
See, now we took the shark, right?
That is the
Okay, bro, please turn the thing in. Because it was as if Kiamona. And then she showed us the ones that we don't know.
After fooling around, we actually stayed on campus because we had an event. So the HSSC had collaborated with the society that I'm in called Friends of MSF. We basically had a couple of events this month, well, in May, because May was Mental Health Awareness Month. The first event was a sip and paint, but unfortunately I couldn't go to that because it was during the week and I was at the hospital and, booked and busy. And then on this day, it was Friday, we were having an open dialogue about mental health, but it was nice because we started off our session with a little mindfulness exercise, which was absolutely amazing. And to be honest, I was scared that not a lot of people were going to show up, but I was very happy with the turnout, and it seemed like everybody, enjoyed it. Everyone enjoyed the refreshments. Yeah, it was just nice that we got to have such an open conversation about mental health, and I think it's something that should definitely be had a lot more, especially in med school. I think it's very important, and yeah, it was very successful. The day after was a Saturday and I decided to do my lashes, and yep, I did them myself. Thank you. And then Oluetu and I decided that we were gonna take a walk along Lower Main because we wanted to see what the vibe was. You know, it's been a while since I've been to Lower Main, so just wanted to see what was happening, take some cute photos, and also the sun was just doing amazing things to our skin, so of course we had to go. Like, look at how gorgeous she is, period. Exactly. Then we ended up going to have a drink or two, and we got some NY slice, and then we went to go and watch a theater production at the Magnet Theater in Obs. I honestly had no idea that this theater even existed, which is crazy because I used to live like 2 minutes away from there. But yeah, it was nice to see all of the artworks that they had, all of the pictures from their previous performances, and the play that we were going to watch was actually a friend of Oluetu's play. She had directed it and she was also acting in it, and so it was just very nice to brush shoulders with people that are very artistic. You know, like I said, I really enjoy the creative arts, and so I was very happy that I got to see the play, and honestly it was absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
I'm used to this thing. I love it.
And this right here is the talented and gorgeous Karabo, aka Hope, who put this whole thing together, and I was blown away.
The director.
And to celebrate, we decided to go out and have a couple of drinks after the play, which was nice, but the bartender was just not doing the thing, so Oluetu was kind of annoyed. But yeah, then a couple of days later I ended up going on a drive with a friend of mine. We literally went all the way to Noordhoek, guys, but it was absolutely beautiful. I had the time of my life, I won't even lie to you. It's always just nice to get away from my usual environment, and what was particularly nice about this is that we got to go to the beach, and you guys know how much I love the beach. I don't have to tell you again, okay? Not being ironic when I say but you're an adult, like, you've got insurance, paying for medical aid or whatever.
Medical aid is so expensive. And I was like, okay, let's search.
And you guys, look at how beautiful this water is. I was absolutely mesmerized. Like, I love the beach. I love water. Like, any body of water, put me in it. Like, and one thing about me, every time I go to the beach, I always end up collecting shells, and I really like this one because it was shaped like an angel wing, which was really nice. But anyway, as we were driving, we saw some horsies, which I felt was really cool, because when is it that you just get to see horses on a random day? After that, we decided to go to a cafe, and obviously I had to give me a chai latte, and I also got some chicken quesadillas and chips, and he got a bagel. I don't know what was inside, but look at how delicious they look. Oh my god. Yo, and just like that, it was time to go back to school. So this is us on the way to the hospital. In the morning, it was raining, but I drew a little heart with K plus N in the middle, and that's for Katli plus Notando. So we ended up getting, obviously, a chai latte, and then we saw some patients, drew some blood, and then, yeah, there was a day where we went to theater. Honestly, what can I say? I always love being in theater, and what was nice about this day is that they were playing music, and so I was dancing around having the time of my life. Then this was at the end of that week, and it was Friday. We we had lectures to go to, so this was me on my way to the lecture. And then afterwards, Tando and I decided that we wanted to go and buy some groceries, but we stopped by the park first and we were just having a great time.
Life is worth living.
Scary like this, hold on.
Wait, I'm scared. I'm scared.
I honestly don't remember when last I laughed like that. It was so fun. And then we stopped at this place in Randavash called Hello Asia. If you're an army, yeah, you know what that mug is. I was geeking. But anyway, I saw that they sold some soju, some plum wine, and some sake, which was really cool. And I don't know what this thing is, but it was freaking me out because I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, her heart's on the.
Then later on that same night, my friend and I decided that we were going to the Strictly Soul event. It was in town on Clove Street, and it was basically a Mariah Carey themed masquerade party. The lady, when we first got there, she was like, oh, let me show you how much, like it's so affordable, da, 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 da. Tell me why she said it was like 5 million rand. I was like, girl, okay, it wasn't 5 million, but it was like, it might as well have been, you know. But anyway, this is the place. It's called One Park on Clove Street, I think, close to Clove Street. And yeah, it was so pretty. It was a complete vibe. We got there early though, and then at some point it started filling up and we had a blast, okay? And even though it was a Mariah Carey themed event, I really liked the fact that they played music from the early 2000s because those are genuinely my jams, okay?
I must stick with you forever. Nobody gonna take me higher. I must stick with you. You know I appreciate it. I must stick with you, my baby. Nobody ever.
And you know that you had a good time out when you come home and your voice is gone, because that's exactly what happened to me. But no regrets. And just like that, in a blink of an eye, it was back to school. But this week it was actually quite interesting. I mean, I personally loved it because we were at the implant clinic, and that was basically where we help patients who have implants in take them out, either because they are too deep or, you know, we just don't know where exactly it is. So we use an ultrasound to basically guide us so that we know exactly where to take the implant out of. So yeah, we just need to make a couple of markings, and then this is just me putting on my gloves. And trigger warning, if you don't like to see blood or skin being cut open, I would suggest you skip the next like 2 minutes of this video. But yeah, it's nothing too gruesome. It's just the process of taking out an implant, and it's not even that big of a cut in the first place. It's just a small little cut, and then, you know, we're done. I personally found this to be one of my favorite days working at the hospital.
No, not deeper, but maybe a little bit. Just widen a little bit towards me. Otherwise you can make it heavy. Okay, so take a swallow in your other hand. So now you should be able to feel the blade move it laterally, and you should be able to feel it.
I can hear it now.
You can see what I'm here. It's so pretty. Do you know where it is? So this one was designed based on that. But beautiful. First close it completely. Grip tight, close, and now pull up and see if you got it. And then just continue doing it. It's fishing, but you gotta open it, close it, pull up. And remember the technique we used just now, where we actually palpated it with our fingers?
Oh yeah.
So you can palpate it and keep doing it. So this instrument was actually designed for warm-up. So the original, even though there's still
Yeah, I tried multiple times to get this implant out, but it just wasn't coming out. But next time though, next time.
this thing and call it the U-shaped technique. So between the
Then on the weekend, it was my sister's birthday, so I decided to surprise them at home and come and celebrate with them. And so this was my outfit of the day while I was waiting for everyone to get ready. And once we were ready, we headed over to Grand West because that's where my sister wanted to spend her birthday. So obviously Grand West is just beautiful. And honestly, look at the fish in this little pond thingamabob. I don't think I've ever paid attention to them, but oh my god, there were so many of them. I was so shocked. I was like, wow, it's actually amazing. So yeah, I really enjoyed seeing them. We started off by having dinner and my sister was playing with her friends and it was quite wholesome. It was nice. And then obviously every trip to Grand West you have to stop at the arcade, and so yeah, her and her friends got to play a couple of games, which was quite nice, and it seemed like they really enjoyed it. So I was happy that she was happy because that's all that matters at the end of the day. Then of course more school, bloody fish paste, but I ended up getting my hair done. Oh my gosh, look at how cute I am. And this was at the end of the semester. Well, it was basically EOB, and one thing about my domain is that we will have a party, so it was fun. Everyone was having a great time. I was really excited because it feels like the semester has been 6 years and not just 6 months, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was great and we had a lot of fun. Yeah, the party was crazy. It was a crazy night, but had a lot of fun. And the next morning I had to be up vroeg in die oggend because I had a date with my friend, with my bestie. We went to the Honest Chocolate Factory in Woodstock, and so we basically got to see their whole chocolate making process, which I found was very cool. They also gave us little gifts and things like that. We got a free slab of chocolate and we got to make little truffle covered chocolate thingy-mabobs. I don't really know what the name is, but yeah, this is basically them showing us the process of how they cool down the chocolate. I don't know if it's cooling down or warming it up, one of the two. But yeah, it was very cool to see how everything worked. And this is my beautiful bestie here. And then afterwards we decided to go to the Oranjezicht market because we had never been, and it was just absolutely a vibe. And I was glad that I got to spend time with her because she's currently working and she isn't working in Cape Town, and so it was, you know, one of the few times that I can see her in a year. And it was just such a beautiful day. It was so wholesome. We got to see some beautiful art, some beautiful clothes. This one lady tried to sell me a knitted poncho, and you know, I understand the cost of materials or whatever, but when she told me it was 3,000 rand, she was like, oh, you know, it's just 3,000 rand. My jaw was on the floor. But yeah, we had a great time. We ended up getting something to eat, and then afterwards we headed home. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I would say May and June has been very eventful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one.
If anyone is wondering, my birthday is on the 9th of August, okay?